Tour Australia. No rules, just flight. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday evening to you. Coming off of an amazing high from yesterday, 2,000 follower celebration stream. It was freaking amazing. If you missed it, it's okay. You were missed. Let me tell you that. But wow, it was an amazing stream yesterday. Thank you all again for 2 years of awesomeness and for all that you did yesterday, all the gifts, the subs, the bits, and just for being here, flying along. It was amazing. I loved what we did. I loved that flight plan that we did. It was really cool. So welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. We will be continuing our tour of Australia this evening. Let me say thank you to say hello to everybody that's in chat. Infidel Fireman was first in chat. Oz Nomad was actually first in the sim. I saw Oz's name pop up first at the airport, and then I saw Infidel Fireman and old man Goat Hair. I saw you load in as well. And then I backed out to get ready for stream. Tam the OG, welcome in, babe. How are you? Tam the OG is my daughter. Joe Sosa, welcome in also. Good to see you, Joe. Welcome in. Happy Sunday evening to you. KW, welcome in also. Oz Nomad, our amazing tour guide. Welcome in, Oz. Good to see you as well. Hat Trick is also going to be the next guest on my podcast. Welcome in, Hat Trick. Hope you had a good weekend. Joe Sosa. I already said Joe. Didn't I? Or did I? No, I didn't. Joe Sosa. Well, yes, I did. Sheesh. I have no idea who I spoke to and who I didn't. Sorry. Fire Sandy, welcome in. How are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, Oz, it was really amazing. Thank you. Death Crow, welcome in. Also, good to see you, my friend. Fire Sandy, we're going to be flying in Australia. Thank you for posting the route. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tam. Figured I'd wear a little bit different shirt today. Oh, nice. Old Man Goat Hair, thank you for the first time chat. Thank you for the follow 3 hours ago off stream. And love to have you flying along this evening. It's a lot of fun. Doing group flights is a lot of fun. So let's see here. Death Crow is another flight sim streamer. Let me give a shout out to Death Crow really quick. Hey, Joe Sosa, dude, it was absolutely amazing. I was really excited about the trip. Hat Trick, thank you for the resub. What? Thank you so much, Hat Trick, a Prime resub. Thank you so much for that. You only get 1 Prime sub a month, and for people to spend it on me is just amazing. Thank you. Check out Death Crow also. Death Crow is another flight sim streamer friend. We got a lot of flight sim streamers in here. I try to remember everybody and shout everybody out. Sometimes I do fail to remember that you're a streamer, or I don't know, old man syndrome, right? So my apologies if I do forget to shout you out. It's not intentional because I do want to support all streamers. So just let me know that you're a streamer and I'll be glad to shout you out. No worries about that. Let me switch to the PC scene. No problem, Death Crow. You don't have to say anything, man. I just like, I like shouting people out, so you don't have to say anything. Robert Flylillo, what is going on, my friend? How are you doing? Good to see you also. Robert Flylillo is longtime friend of Flylillo, a disabled gamer who is doing amazing things over there on his channel. So if you get an opportunity, go check out Flylillo, Flylillo. Robert Flylillo was the last guest on my podcast. If you're interested in listening to the podcast, !podcast, we'll get you that link. Cole Fork, what's up? How you doing? Colonel Fork 85 is another fellow flight sim streamer. Flies a lot of military aircraft over there on his channel. Great guy. Longtime streamer of Microsoft Flight Sim also. With a sock command here. So my socks of the day, I really wanted to find Super Typhon, welcome in. I really wanted to find, I thought I had some fireworks socks and I thought I had some American flag socks. Unfortunately, I guess both of them got holes worn in them because I wanted to do some sort of tribute to September 11th today, but I really just did not have time. And I know it's a poor excuse, but I didn't have time to put together a video in tribute. I should have done like a moment of silence or something at the beginning of stream, but for us in the United States, it's a time of sadness and remembrance of the attacks on September 11th, 2001. You're on work for a charity association. Happy to have you on board. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be on board. So on the right foot, I've got multicolored pattern socks. On the left foot, black socks with coral on them. I need to adjust my camera or my pedals, right? They're kind of off screen. Sorry about that. Smitty, what's up, Smitty? How are you? Thank you for the follow earlier today. And also thank you for the Discord link. Also, welcome in. You're right, Tam. It is not too late for a brief moment of silence. So before we get in the air, I don't have any music or anything like that planned. So let's just, I'm going to silence my mic. I'll turn off my cameras. Let's just enjoy a few moments of silence before stream starts in honor and memory of those that gave their lives on September 11th and continue to give their lives to defend our freedoms. All right, so I'm going to mute everything. I'm going to shut off the cams, and we'll just have a moment of silence just for a few seconds, and then we'll get going. Here we go. All right, thank y'all for that. It's been quite an emotional weekend for a lot of people around the world, with Queen Elizabeth passing, and then remembering 9/11. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional myself. Anyways, let's get going. So we got a lot of people already loaded in. Let me jump in the plane, work through my checklist really quick, and then we'll get up in the air. Yeah, thank you, Tam. I really feel like I should have played a song or something during that time, but it was nice to do that. All right, so park and brake is set. Fuel selector valve is set to both. The fuel valve is turned on. Throttle will move it to 1/4 inch, and make sure in idle cutoff. Let's turn our battery and alternator on. Turn our beacons on. We're going to turn the fuel pump on, and then we'll go to full rich gradually and watch for fuel flow. This is the gauge right here for fuel flow. You'll see the right hand needle barely moving. What we're doing now is we're pumping fuel from the fuel pump via the fuel tank via the fuel pump to the carburetor. Once we get fuel flow, we can turn off the pump, go back where we were. Oh, thank you, Oz. I really appreciate that. And then let's go ahead and crank it up. So I'm going to go to the start position. As soon as the engine starts turning, oops, well, I messed that up, didn't I? I'm having problems here. Is my fuel valve off? Fuel valve's on. I had the plane running just a little while ago and it was fine. Yeah, you know what? I may have popped a breaker, Infinite Fireman. So that's one cool thing about the very near study level mod here, is that the circuit breaker failures are a thing. They all look okay. Hey, Jim, how are you doing? $29.7 volts, so that should be fine. Plugs foul, that could be Ace of Twigs. What's going on? Welcome in. How are you doing? Good to see you. Doing a little troubleshooting on the old plane. Yeah, so something, oh wait. There, that's why that wasn't working. Yeah, no fouling. We don't have any plug fouling. I wonder what is going on. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I may have to load out and back in. Soccer Kid, what's going on? How are you today? Good to see you. Ace of Twigs, man, I am doing really well. Let me just load out. I'm not sure what may have happened that killed it. But let me load out and back in and we'll see what happens. It's a swan in the intake from a bird strike. It very well may be. It could be. Soccer Kid, thank you for the first time chat, and then thank you for the follow also, my friend. Welcome in, Soccer Kid. I'm Scruffy Tam. I'm a longtime gamer. I've been streaming for 2 years, and I've been a flight simmer for 1 year. Welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for that follow. And yes, if you'd like to fly along, feel free to fly along. You've got the route now. Jump on in and fly with us. Fly what you want to, fly how you want to. That's how we do things here. Not exactly sure what was going on, unless, you know what? I may have the fuel mixture on the wrong. That's what the issue is. I had my fuel mixture lever on the wrong lever on my Bravo. So I was moving the fuel mixture, but I don't think it was moving in the plane. We'll check that and see. Okay, I should, let's see. I'm gonna put just a little splash of fuel in. Let's get a pushback. I think that's what happened though. I totally missed that. Can't stick around long. Oh no, Ace of Twigs, I understand totally that you can't stick around. I know it's really, really late for you. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, that's totally what it was. That's totally what it was. See, I had the kit box. I had it situated for the kit box. So I didn't have, all I had was just RPM, and I put the lever for mixture in the wrong place. That's what the problem was. Good sheesh, what a noob. All right. Okay, let's see here. So let's turn on battery power again. Flip on the fuel pump. Get some fuel flowing. Oh wait, I gotta turn on the fuel valve. That's why we're not seeing fuel flowing. There we go. Now we should, yeah, we got fuel flowing now. Right? Yes. Fuel pump off. Back here, quarter throttle up. Now let's try this again. Hopefully we'll be a little bit more successful. There we go. That's more better. Super Typhon, I hope you're doing well. You kind of snuck in on me. I didn't initially I didn't even see you in here. Super Typhon, welcome in. All right, we'll flip on some lights. I need to check the METAR. Let's see here. So if you ever wonder what the METAR is, you can type in !METAR and then the airport ICAO code. It'll give you the real METAR reading for that airport. So there's our barometric pressure. I'm gonna change. If you hold down the baro button, it'll change it. And it is, baro is 1019. Oh wait, I'm on feet. Sheesh, there we go. All right, and I am gonna go ahead and set the cruise altitude. I'm gonna put on 3,000 feet. Minimum safe tonight should be 3,500 feet. We're squawking 1200. We're good there. Turn the ADF on. I thought about using VOR tonight actually, but there's only one airport that has VOR, and it's pretty far away. Plus, we're kind of bush flying anyway, so it's a little difficult to fly a VOR when you're bush flying. That's my excuse anyways. One day, I promise you, we'll do a VOR flight. But at least I'm looking up the barometric pressure, right, and adding it now. Okay, let's see here. I think we're ready. We're ready for taxi now. Full Rich. Looks like we need to fly out of runway 11 because the wind is blowing down runway 29 at an angle. So we need to fly out of runway 11 according to little nav map. Anyways, still gonna work on the sim for a while. Then you should be ready to hit the skies. No problem at all, Jim. I hope you're doing well, man. It's really, really nice to see you always. I had an amazing stream yesterday, celebrating 2 years of streaming, 2,000 followers. It was an absolutely amazing flight plan that we did. Had a lot of fun rescuing some campers. Lockjaw, what's happening, man? Yeah, oh yeah, Josh. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Yeah, so I probably should advertise more in the Thunderbirds, but yes, I am the narrator for the Thunderbirds. But yeah, I've been streaming for 2 years. Welcome in. Good to have you with us, Lockjaw. Thank you for the first time chat too. Oh, that's okay. It was a huge group of people flying along, and it was really cool. Jason, awesome. Thank you for the follow. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and check my magnetos. Magneto check, good. Jump out of the plane, check the runway, which you wouldn't jump out of the plane in real life, but you would be able to look down the runway both ways to make sure it's clear. We are clear. The taxiway, unfortunately, stops here, so we're gonna have to taxi up the runway. Jason, we are touring in Australia today. Thank you for the follow. If you'd like to see the route or download the route, !route will get you the ICAO codes of all the airports we're going to be visiting today. I've got Oz Nomad, who's an Australian who has created these plans for us along with Hamo Time. And I had Oz in voice yesterday. Thursday. Oz, if you're able to join voice today and you'd like to, just let me know and I'll put you in voice. And so anyone that would like to fly along. Oh, you're waiting to practice with Vomit tonight? Nice. What position are you flying, Josh? I don't do formation fly-in. I keep threatening that I'm going to learn how to formation fly, but right now I just lend my voice to the Thunderbirds. Oh, you're number 5. Nice. So you're one of the solos then. See, I teach. Well, no, I don't teach. I take classes on Tuesday nights. In 4 weeks, I'll be teaching on Tuesday nights, and then I stream on Thursday nights, so I'm not able to make any of the practices. So I really haven't got to meet many of the new people. No, we are in Australia, Jason. We're starting out at what airport is this? Hang on. Harvey Bay Airport is where we're starting tonight. And this is the ICAO code for the airport right here in the upper right hand corner. If you just want to load in there, we're on US East server and you can just follow us. No worries. Oh, cool. So you flew as number 3 on the old team. Nice. At the risk of getting left behind, are you gonna go with your new bird? Wait, what? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot you got. What plane was that you got? The 170? No, the 150. No, it wasn't. What plane was that? I can't remember, Death Crow. I saw you post it. but I can't remember what plane that was you bought. Dusty, what's happening? How are you? Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome in. Cessna 140, thank you. I was struggling there. So during yesterday's 2-year 2,000 follower celebration stream, I gave away several Sim Market gift vouchers. I think it was probably 5 or 6 gift vouchers for $10. I gave away 3 copies of the new Camp Out mod by Parallel 42, and then at the end I decided to give a kit box away too, so I gave away a kit box as well. Actually, I ended up giving away 2 kit boxes because Wombi Actual helped me out a ton with some bugs that I was trying to work out for that stream, so I gifted him a copy of the kit box as well. So yeah, if you'd like to fly along, there's a bunch of people already loaded in. Again, fly what you want to and fly how you want to. It doesn't matter how you fly. I've had people do aerobatics in front of me, buzz me. I just want you to be happy. Fly what you want to. Okay, Oz, thank you. So Oz Nomad is going to be in voice for us. Let me drag you into the podcast channel. And then I need to join too, don't I? Hang on a minute. There we go. Oz, can you hear me?
Yep, hear you loud and clear, Scruffy. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. All you sock lovers out there.
Yes, good morning, Oz. So Oz Nomad is a resident of Australia. He's the one that created the POIs for us for this tour. And he'll be our tour guide tonight, telling us all about the things that we're going to be flying over. So enough chatter. Let's get up in the air, right? That's what we're here for. Shut up, Scruff, and let's get in the air. All right, into the plane. Part brake off. Full throttle. Let's roll. Oh, the kit box is a blast, Josh. That's what I flew during yesterday's stream. So we flew for 500 nautical miles, searching for 3 separate groups of campers using the Camp Out mod. It was really cool, a lot of fun. We got a 5-knot crosswind, so I was struggling a little bit there, but we're up. And once I get up and settled past the runway, I'll do a left pattern and just turn 180 degrees, literally. And then we'll be up. Yeah, so my intended cruise speed for today is 95 knots. Sometimes I get a little fast, sometimes I get a little slow. Just bear with me. We'll get there together. What animals did I see there? Jason, I didn't see any animals. The only animals I've ever seen in the sim was polar bears. So yesterday we were flying in the Canadian Rockies, and unfortunately there were no animals there. Well, I say unfortunately, but I guess we were really lucky. Although the campers that we were rescuing, they saw something. All right, so I'm going to fly a heading of approximately 288 degrees. And our first point of interest is going to be Burham Heads. Did I say that right? So Jason, there are places in the sim that have animals that you can see. I'm not sure if any of those are going to be on our flight plan tonight, but yes, there are times that there are animals that are in the sim that you can see, but they're really scattered out pretty far.
Yeah, bar on the head was the correct pronunciation there, Scruffy, no problem. So this is Harvey Bay, which, as I said on the last Round Australia stream, is the whale watching capital of Australia. Humpback whales predominantly migrating along the coast between April and October every year, so they could be there now. Whale numbers have actually gone ballistic since they became protected some time ago. I think there was about 2,000 in 1992 migrating along that coast, and it's around 35,000 now.
Wow. Rock, thank you so much for the Prime sub. You know, I say it every time someone subscribes with a Prime sub. You only get one of those a month, and to spend that on me really means a lot. I appreciate that a lot. Welcome in. Good to see you, Rock. Thank you for that sub. Wow, Oz, that's pretty wild. Good to see you again, Rock. How are you? How you been? Well, you know, it takes me forever to get my speed adjusted anyways, Death Crow, so no worries. Got to get the plane flying level and steady. Yeah, Rock, really happy to have you here again. Oh, is that a challenge for a race, Death Crow? So for these scenic tours, I usually fly outside the plane the majority of the time, just so we can see the things that we're here to see. And Rock, if you'd like to fly along, feel free to jump in. We just took off from the first airport of the evening. Oh, you're catching up now. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, I see you now. I totally missed when I looked back there the first time. I need to go ahead and just set autopilot. There, I found myself drifting all over the place. Yeah, so Death Crow actually won 2 of the drawings yesterday. It was two Sim Market gift cards. Speedy, what's up, Speedy? Speedy also was a winner yesterday as well. Welcome in, Speedy. Good to see you. Speedy is another flight sim streamer friend of the community here. Disabled gamer, friend of Fly Lilo. How you doing, Speedy? Let me give Speedy a shout out. Yes, Jason, you can buy your own airplanes. So I do have, oh gosh, I've got a lot of planes. Most flight sim streamers have a lot of planes, because if you don't own a particular plane and someone's flying along with you in a different plane and you don't have that plane, then you really can't see that plane like you should be able to see it. If that makes sense. That was kind of confusing. Fort Noob, what's up, Fort Noob? How are you doing? Speedy, you're very welcome for the shout out. It's well deserved. How you doing, Fort Noob? Good to see you. So we got Oz Nomad flying along, of course, and also in voice. We got Old Man Goat Hair, Dusty Rock, Death Crow, Smitty, Rock 57, Jerdot. Oh, I see someone down there. Crunch is here. Welcome in, Crunch. Firehand, Moo King, Infinite Fireman also here. Yeah, we're talking model matching. Hopefully that gets fixed in Sim Update 10. I'm really not sure. Jason, okay, can my friend be with me on the plane if you get your own? So there, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking there, but there is a mod where if you have Microsoft Flight Simulator and you have a friend that has Microsoft Flight Simulator, they can be in the plane with you flying along. It's not quite that easy, but there is a way to do that. Yeah, shared cockpit, basically. Yeah, it's not quite as easy as it sounds because you both have to be in separate airplanes, but you're controlling the same plane, if that makes sense. I've not tried it, but I've seen it done. It does work well. Nice. Okay, cool. Fort Noob is speaking from experience here. I've never done it, so I really can't speak from experience. I thought about it too late, but we're gonna fly over some mountains tonight, and I was gonna get a smoke canister and put on top of one of the mountains, but I thought about it too late, so didn't do it. And Jason, depending on what plane you get, it can be very realistic. This plane is just about as realistic as you can get without actually being in a true professional flight simulator. All the knobs and buttons work like they should and everything. The flight dynamics are pretty close to the real thing. The only difference is I don't get feedback. You know, I can't feel the plane move like I would be able to if I was in a true plane. Oh, you got camp out now, Speedy? Nice. Josh, I don't. In 1994, I decided that I wanted to try to study for and get my PPL. I got super airsick and I gave up on it. I wish I had stuck with it because everybody, including my flight instructor, told me that that's something that you get used to, the air sickness, and you'll stop getting airsick. But I quit. But I do plan on starting back at some point. Have you been to the USA? I actually live in the USA, but yes, I have flown in the USA. I did a coast to coast USA tour. If you'd like to see that, I do have those on my YouTube channel. So go to my YouTube channel, Scruffy Tam. Scroll all the way down and you'll see all of the each leg of the coast to coast US tour that I did. Oh, I know. It would be nice to have force feedback on the controls for sure. Agent Presta, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, you were born in 94. Nice. Well, I'm 54. Some people think I'm older than I am, but I'm 54. Nice, Presta, jump on in. Wired, how are you? Good to see you also, Wired. Good evening. Okay, so we are flying over Burham Head, or approaching Burham Head.
Just a couple of quick facts about Harvey Bay, the town we're sort of leaving now.
Yes, please do.
The economy here is predominantly based around tourism. There's a little bit of a small fishing industry, but they rely predominantly on tourism. The population of the town is around, permanent population is around 55,000 or so.
That's actually a little bit bigger than the town I live in. About 15 to 20,000 more people than the town I live in. Wow.
Well, you only see these sort of numbers in the main regional towns and mostly on the coast. Once we start heading inland in a little while, we're going to come to places with populations of like 50
Oh,
or,
wow.
or 150.
Wow. Oh, nice. You're going to be in your 140, so we'll have 2 Cessna 140s flying along as well. Oh, nice. Super Typhon. I do plan on revisiting the Coast to Coast tour now that I'm more experienced sim pilot, kind of know what I'm doing. But if you go back and look at some of the old Coast to Coast tours on my YouTube channel, it's, I don't know, I guess you could say embarrassing for me, because I really didn't take flight sim as serious as I do now, and I used it, you know, more as a game, just kind of screwing around. But it's neat. Of course, I don't expect you to take the time, invest hours and hours and hours of watching my streams, but it's very interesting to see my progression of learning how to fly through Flight Simulator, through my streams over a year's time. I was looking to see, I thought I had put on my calendar when I bought Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's almost a year to the day that I bought Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, thank you, Infinite Fireman. Oh, this is a fairly new one. We hadn't seen this one, I don't think. Let's see here. Runway hold position markings on the taxiway. Yeah, identifies where aircraft hold short on the runway. Yes, A Alpha is the correct answer there. Oh yeah, Death Crow, me too. You know, to start out with, I had all POIs on, and you know, the airport indicators and everything like that. But the more you fly, and you'll notice, and I'm sure y'all have noticed, anytime I get close to an airport, I jump into the cockpit. To start with though, I could not land if I was inside the cockpit. I had to fly outside. I had to land outside, but now it's extremely difficult for me to land outside cockpit. So you'll notice that I almost always take off and land in cockpit now. We are on East US. Oh, there we go. Okay, you see us now? Yeah. I was hoping we weren't already having issues, but so far, East US seems to be okay. And I guess I just feel so obligated to use East US because I live on the East Coast of the United States. I don't know. I know that doesn't make it doesn't matter which server you use, but I just have always used it because I live on the East Coast. Oh, cool. Yeah. Sometimes it takes a minute to kick in. Oh, I'm going a little slow too. Speed up just a touch. Ooh, Firehand's in a Tomcat. Nice. So if you're new to the stream, I stream Sunday evenings. It's Sunday evening for me. What's up, Nathan? How are you doing? I stream on Sunday evenings, Thursday evenings, and then on Saturday mornings, Eastern Daylight Time, 8 o'clock each time. So either 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Oh yeah, so this time of year I shave it all off and I grow a full beard. So I don't grow a really big bushy beard, but I do starting in September. September through December, I'll start growing a beard now, a full beard. You know, it's not like a big beard, like a Santa beard or anything. It's just, you know, it's kind of short, but I'm a man of many faces. So yeah, just for the colder weather. Not like it keeps my head warm, you know, with no hair up there anyways. Don Ox, thank you so much for the first time chat. We're on US East server. Feel free to jump on in and fly along with us. Everyone's welcome. Oh, wow, Death Crow, really? That's amazing. Max does the dishes. I love that username. My wife would love that. Foxtrot, that's funny. Max, welcome in. Thank you for the first time chat. How are you doing this evening? Good to see you. Loving all the new people coming in today. Foxtrot, how are you? Foxtrot is another flight sim streamer, as well as Noob Variety, who is Nathan. Both really awesome streamers. Let me give both of them a shout out, as well as Planet Neutral. Sheesh. Got more streamers coming in tonight. Good to see everybody. Can I fly through New York? You know what, Max? Seriously, I thought about, yeah, the gang's all here for sure. I seriously did think about doing a tribute flight through New York. But just because I had the thought that there may be a troll or a couple trolls that flying along would want to, you know, recreate certain things, I said, you know what, I'm just going to shy away from that. So I did a moment of silence at the beginning of the stream in tribute to 9/11, but I decided not to do fly over New York. Yeah, just for that reason, Cole Fort, because, you know, surely someone would come along and try to ruin it, and that would totally ruin the vibe. So I just did a moment of silence in honor and memory of those affected by the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Oh, what airport am I near? So Dono, this right here in the upper right hand corner will change to the closest airport on its own. So this is the closest airport, and we're actually approaching that airport. I'm going to do a touch and go there. So if you'd like to load in there, we are, I don't know, probably 18 nautical miles away from that airport. And you're welcome, Foxtrot. I'm all about helping fellow streamers. Cole Fort, good to see you. Awesome, my friend. I think I shouted you out earlier. I can't remember, to be honest with you, so I'm going to give you another one. Cole Fort, Colonel Fort, 85, another awesome flight sim streamer. Usually does fly military aircraft, old school military aircraft on his channel. Longtime streamer, awesome guy. You're welcome, man. You know, I'm getting old. Can't remember these things. I mean, it was only 45 minutes ago. Now, really, Cole Fork, you were one of the first flight sim streamers. Once I decided that this is what I wanted to do, and I got to looking for people to start following and learning more about flight simming, you were one of the first ones that I can remember finding that wasn't just like humongous. Oh, nice. Took the F6F for a spin earlier. Cool. All right, looks like we got variable winds. They're blowing from the south to southeast winds, just varying greatly. So I'm going to jump back into the plane and just do a touch and go. It's a little too early in the flight for a restroom break right now. Autopilot off. Yeah, just a touch and go at YBUD. Yep. Is it really the best warbird in the sim yet? Nice. I'll have to check it out. And I need to start back working on my Battle of Britain special flight. I'm planning on doing that when and if my work schedule changes where I can stream some during the day again. I'll do a Battle of Britain series.
We're approaching Bundaberg now, as Scruffy just mentioned. As you can see from the view out his window and of yours, it's a very big agricultural area. Bundaberg sits on a very productive coastal plain and is one of the largest agricultural producing areas in Australia. Lots of stuff grown here. Tomatoes, capsicums, cucumbers, other sort of salad veggies. But the biggest crop is by far is sugarcane. It's an industry worth about $2.5 billion a year, and most of what they produce here goes for export. In addition, there's a famous Bundaberg rum factory here because of the sugar industry, of course, and also a major soft drinks manufacturer here who produce one of the best ginger beers I've ever tasted. Again, reliant on the sugar industry.
That makes perfect sense, because when you gave me the flight plan and you were saying that we'd be flying over a lot of sugarcane and then the rum factory, I said, yeah, that makes perfect sense that there would be soft drink companies and rum or beer because of the sugarcane. That's awesome.
Yeah, you can get some nice, couple of nice alcoholic ginger beers in Australia. One of them's actually produced in Western Australia.
Nice. So Cold Fork, it flies true to life as far as you can tell, not having flown a real one. Pilots reported she was a dream to fly, and you'd say Flying Iron recreated it well. Awesome. Flying Iron seems to do a really good job. I've got the Flying Iron Spitfire. Came really highly recommended to me by Cappy Stick, who's probably one of the best formation flyers I have ever seen.
Yeah, Flying Iron makes some really nice stuff. Their Spitfire is awesome, and the P-38 also.
Yeah, I think the Spitfire is the only Flying Iron product I own, I think. So I'm gonna fly into runway 25, just because of the way the winds are blowing. Where the heck is runway 25? I see it on little nav map. I'm not seeing it in the sim. Looks like just a grass strip. I guess it would help if I put flaps down to help me slow down some.
Yeah, 25 is just a grass strip.
Okay, thank you. There we go. Side slip it in. Oh, that's gonna be a hard. No, it's not. Nice. Brought it up just in time. There we go. Little touch, and now we're back up. Oh, Hat Trick, you're not seeing me? Ugh, don't tell me we're gonna start having server problems. Is anybody else flying along and you can't see anybody? Oh, 317. That's kind of hard though for me. I've been in the 150 range now for a little while. So Hat Trick's not seeing anybody. Is anybody else having issues? Because I don't mind switching servers, and I might just do a permanent switch to Cat. We are Infinite Fireman. Thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate that. 9 months. What? 9, man, have I really? Wow, that's crazy. Cat, we are in Australia. We just took off from a touch and go at YBUD. Feel free to jump on in, fly along with us. Everyone's welcome to fly along. Fly what you want to and fly how you want to. Yeah, Hat Trick, try to reload in really quick and see if that fixes it. Or maybe just switch servers momentarily. I'll tell you, better yet, let me just look and see if I see you. Yeah, I'm not seeing you either, Hat Trick. All right, so now we're gonna fly a heading of 31 degrees as we approach the distillery that Oz Nomad was talking about. Okay, you're logged out. Okay, then no wonder. Gotcha.
Yeah, they do nice tours of the distillery there, and they do some interesting flavours of rum as well. You can sample most of them. So, not a good idea to drive afterwards, though.
It's funny, I was talking to a buddy a couple weeks ago who used to go to NASCAR races, and he said that you could go and get, like when it used to be the Winston Cup, you could go and get all the Winston cigarettes you wanted and go by the beer tents and get all the free beer you wanted and be all smoked up and drunk up by the time the race was over. Okay, so your username is Dead Man Drift. All right, I'll be looking for you, Hat Trick. Oh, is that something written right there? No, that's a, what it, Oz, do you know what that is? Let me circle back around. Zero Tadpole, welcome in. A Topple, thank you for the door knock troll. It looks like some sort of writing back there. Maybe a walking track of some sort. Oh, is it? Yeah, maybe a go-kart track. That makes sense. That makes better sense that it would be a go-kart track. Hey, Topple, welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, I didn't even think about a go-kart track. It's a little big for a walking track. Let me circle back around and take a look at that. That's pretty interesting looking. I'm tempted to fly under the bridge, but then I'd be too low to see it. Glad to hear you. Are you feeling better? Hey, Topple. I know it sucks that you weren't able to go to the air show.
Show us those socks.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'll show you my socks of the day. All right, so my socks of the day. On the right foot, I've got my, I don't know what pattern this would be called, but multicolored sock on the right foot. On the left foot, I've got my black socks with coral on them. Those are my socks of the day. Yeah, that must be some sort of go-kart track, I guess. And then the distillery is right here. We're coming up on the distillery right now. You're still having symptoms, dude. I hate that for you. And so this must be the vats. That's very cool. Very cool. And I would assume that these fields must be sugarcane. All right, so now we'll fly a heading of 303 degrees for a little while. Let me get back level again. Oh, tomorrow's your birthday. Happy one day early birthday, Topple. I'm gonna climb just a little bit to where I'm about 1,000 feet, and then I'll go back into autopilot, altitude hold, heading hold. Actually, I think 1,000 might be too high for me. I like to fly low to see scenery, so I'm gonna put autopilot on now, hold the altitude, and heading mode. There we go. And so if you would like to fly along with me, or with us, there's a lot of people flying already, jump on in. Dono is with us now. Oh yeah, Cadix made it. Good deal, Cadix. And I've got Oz Nomad on voice. He is our tour guide tonight, showing us all the points of interest.
First of all,
Capo's dad, thank you so much for the follow.
Yeah, when you drive around this area in real life, it's pretty much sugar cane everywhere as far as the eye can see. And there's well, there used to be when I was last here, 25 years ago or so, there used to be like a little railway set up here, which they used to transport the cut cane from the fields to the processing at the factories.
You know, it looked like on the eastern side of the distillery, like there was a railway right there when we were flying over it.
Yeah, as you drive around, you keep coming across these little railway crossings on the road with signs up saying look both ways and check before crossing, that kind of thing. Most of them don't have barriers.
Oh, Death Crow, it feels like you're in Pennsylvania. You know, Pennsylvania is such a big state. Every time I've had someone come in my chat from Pennsylvania, my brother lives about an hour, it's an hour, a half hour now, I can't remember, north of Pittsburgh. And no, most people have not heard of where he lives. And I'm like, does no one live on the west side of Pennsylvania? Something's wrong on your side. You see nobody in multiplayer. All right, so try this. Hang on a minute. All right, so I just typed in the command multi. Double check all those settings. So I did that command for people that have problems with seeing multiplayer when we're really, it doesn't seem like we're having server issues. So just double check that really quick. Yeah, old man goat hair does seem like it is. You live 2 hours east and work 1 hour east of Pittsburgh. Do you really? So he lives in Katanning, Ford City. And I've been there one time. It's really, really beautiful. It's an old mill town right on the Allegheny River. Beautiful little town, really historic. Oh, Dusty Rock flying the 145. I was wondering who was in the helicopter. Oh, you have a campsite in Katanning? Do you really? You're the first person that's ever been in my channel that knows, yeah, I know, right? I don't know how to spell it either, but you're the first person that's ever been in my channel that knows where Katanning is. Nice. Yeah, it's a beautiful town. Dono flying the F-18. Yeah, it's right on the river. Yep. Beautiful place. Do some flying the drone while we're messing around. There we go. I see you now, Hat Trick. Dead Man Drift just loaded in the Cessna 414. Oh, I messed that one up. Oh, nice. Good deal, Hat Trick. So my command worked. That's why I've got it on there. Zero Tadpole loading in. Welcome in, Zero. Oh, okay. No problem, Hat Trick. That's why I've got that on there. And I'm going to jump back in the plane in just a minute because we do have a point of interest coming up. Oh, no. Now it's time for dinner. You got everything worked out. Well, at least now everything's working. And back to the plane I go. There you go. So you'll be ready for the next flight. Exactly, Hat Trick. You've got everything worked out now. Oh, wow. Presta, you've already emptied a whole tank? Oh, no. Dono's down.
Hello.
Dono's down. Hey, Topple, thank you for the lurk.
Lurking for.
Oh, you started with a half tank. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, we are approaching Mullet Creek, one of the waypoints that Osnomad put in for us.
Yeah, nothing really special about this creek other than the fact that I quite like the name, Mullet Creek.
Yeah, I liked it too. I tried to kind of visualize a mullet when I saw it, but I know a mullet doesn't necessarily mean a hairstyle everywhere you go.
No, it's a fish as well, I think, isn't it?
It is, yeah, yeah. So, but when I first saw it, the first thing I thought of was the hairstyle mullet, and then I, had to correct myself. All right, once we reach Mullet Creek, then we'll change to a heading of 326 degrees and continue up the coast. And there's Mullet Creek right there. Oh yeah, Zero Tadpole. What airport did you load in at? Was it YAWT? That is a little ways away from us still. Yeah, yep, that's still a little ways away. No problem though, we'll catch up to you. That's not what I was wanting to do. Oh well. I was really just wanting radar up. Does anyone know how to pull radar up? The map. Page menu, cancel direct to. There we go. Let's. Oh, I might not be able to. I was thinking we could see a topographical map though. What's up, King AB? How are you doing? Good to see you. The bigger knob on the right side. Cappy Stick was kind of my radio expert. See, I need to cancel. What's up, Bush? How are you doing? Yes, we are in Australia again. Yes, old man goat hair, to see someone else's actual aircraft, you do have to own that model and have it in your community folder. Yep, that's the way it is. Just getting back to the house. Welcome in, Bush. Good to see you. Bush Outfitters is a fellow flight sim streamer, and as the name implies, a bush flyer as well over on his channel. Let me give you a shout out really quick. Oh, thank you, Oz. Let me give him a shout out really quick, and I'll jump right back to it. Shout out for Bush Outfitters. See, the problem is I've got to figure out how to cancel.
You can use the big knob to change to the nav options. You'll see where it says direct there, you'll see nav with 2 or 3 pages, and it's the first page of the 3.
Com set up, nearest intersection.
Yeah, go back to where you saw nav at the bottom instead of waypoint or direct with the big knob.
Oh, okay.
And then use the little knob. That's it. And then stop there. Now you've gone past
Oh,
it. And then,
sheesh.
and then use the little knob to change the pages in the nav. Go to the first page.
Thank
with
you.
the little knob.
There we go. And then I can zoom in or zoom out. There we go. That's what I was wanting. Thank you, Oz.
That's it. You got it.
Perfect. There we go. Thank you, sir. Oh, you're welcome, Bush. It was amazing. Oh, I do need to get, well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, you can still, until I make a giveaway active. Oh, I've got the, yeah, I do need to get rid of that bot command. I see what you mean now. Yeah, that was yesterday. Sorry about that, Bush. There we go. That command is now gone. Yeah, old man, that's, you know, when I first bought Microsoft Flight Sim, I said to myself, no way I'm going to buy planes. I'm just going to be happy with what comes in the basic package of Microsoft Flight Simulator. And yes, I believed that lie. Yeah, Bush, thank you for testing it out. Yeah, I think a lot of people say that.
We all believe the lie. We all believe it.
Yes, I think everybody is like, no, I'll be happy with what it comes with. It comes with a lot of planes. We don't need scenery. We don't need airports.
I think we'd be a lot happier with less planes if everybody else's planes showed up correctly.
I agree.
Than as bananas all the time.
Yes, 100%. Infinite Fireman, yep.
So maybe that's what Microsoft want. They deliberately don't make other people's planes show up correctly so that you have to buy them.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a cunning plan, but we're onto them.
And yet we still buy the planes.
We're just weak.
Yeah, I kind of said the same thing, Bush, but I have found myself buying some scenery. I think personally, and this is just me, personally, as a streamer, I feel like when I fly somewhere, I want it to, you know, I want to be able to see everyone's planes, like the models that they're flying, of course, but also I want the scenery to be as real as possible too, because what people see while they're flying with me does make a difference. But yeah, I can't say I've invested a lot of money in scenery, but I have bought some scenery. Yeah, I've got a 3-knot tailwind is all I'm getting right now. Death Crow's getting thrashed around. I'm going to climb a little bit just because I see some hills coming up. Yeah, so Death Crow was flying on his stream. Death Crow was flying the 170, and I've been meaning to get it for a while and just kept on forgetting about it. See, the next day or later on that day, I bought the 170 from the marketplace. It looks almost identical to this plane, except it's a lot more basic than this one. It's more of a bush plane. I guess that's why we're kind of known as influencers, right, Death Crow? You influenced me to buy the 170. Yeah, so Sim Update 10 should drop sometime this week. To my knowledge, they still haven't released the day next week that it's dropping, but it is supposed to drop one day next week. And I wonder if they'll just surprise us one day and just drop it without telling anybody, just drop it. So flying along today, we got JXKE, we got Smitty, we got Rock, we got oh man, Goat Hair, Katie, no, excuse me, Cadix, Moo King, Infinite Fireman, Mooette, Dusty Rock, Jerdot, Crunch, Oz Nomad, Zero Tadpole, Rough Rider, Speedy, Death Crow, Mongo, welcome in Mongo, you kind of slid in on me there, Agent Presta, and Wired. All flying along, unless there's somebody way up there or way down here that I missed. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, looking forward to that SU10. Most of the comments from Xbox users seem to be quite positive about it, so here's hoping.
Yeah, and the majority of comments I've heard from PC users is positive. I've seen some negative, but from the Thunderbirds, it's all been positive. Jim, you going downstairs to your workshop and solder up cables for when the EC12 encoder switch comes in? Nice. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you being here. I always like seeing you. Thank you, man. Enjoy. Have fun with the electronics. Rough Rider, you're in your stealth caravan. Welcome in, Rough Rider. Good to see you. I came very, very close to buying X-Plane the other day. In fact, I get a discount as I think they call it a captain on the Flight Sim Association. I'm a captain and you get a discount on X-Plane 12. I put it in my cart and was about to pull the trigger. And I said, you know what? Why am I doing this? I'll probably never fly it. So I talked myself out of it. One thing I did do earlier today, actually, I bought Splatoon 3. If anyone is familiar with the Splatoon games from Nintendo, for the Nintendo Switch, my grandkids were over here earlier, and I used to be big into Splatoon. That was one of the games that I would play before I discovered Microsoft Flight Sim. The kids were over here, so I bought it for my Nintendo Switch so they could play it when they're here. But I haven't done anything with it. I loaded it in. I went through all the beginning setup part of it and then let them play it.
Yeah, my granddaughter's been raving about that Splatoon for a couple of weeks now and constantly pestering her mother to allow her to buy it.
Yeah.
She finally wore her down. I think she's going to get it this week.
That's the way my grandkids are going to be with their mom and dad now. Yeah, Bush, the way I see X-Plane focuses more on the aircraft and the realism of the aircraft and the flight dynamics than Microsoft Flight Sim does. And Microsoft Flight Sim tries to be a more well-rounded, I guess, sim overall, focusing on scenery and the planes and doing okay with both, or doing really good, I should say. In my opinion, they do an excellent job with both the planes and the scenery. What's up, Kev? How are you doing? Oh, Kev, dude, you just wasted 10,000 points because I hardly ever say that. But thank you. So 5 minutes of not saying that word that Kev just spent 10,000 points on. So there's the timer right up above my control cam. Right there is the 5-minute timer. Josh, you can't connect to the East US server? That's weird. Okay, this next airport will be a touch and go. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim is absolutely amazing. Apex, how you doing? Good to see you. No, it's just gonna be a touch and go. It'll just be a touch and go. So Kev Sim Corner, welcome in. Kev Sim Corner is an awesome American truck sim streamer. If you want to see some really good truck sim content, go check out Kev Sim Corner. Very engaging. Kev is very engaging and a very good truck sim player as well. Good to see you, Kev. You're only staying 5 minutes. Go ahead, Austin.
Well, I was just going to say, I was just going to chime in with that server issue that somebody just mentioned, that they couldn't get to the East USA. I sometimes have a problem similar to that, and I find that you have to do 2 hops. So you just pick any other server, change to that, and then try and change to the one you actually want, and that seems to fix it for some reason.
Yeah, yep. So exactly what Oz said. Just switch to another server for a minute, well, for about 2 minutes, and then switch back into US East and see if that takes care of it. A lot of times it does. Oh, Mad Matt, unfortunately there is not. The only way to do it is to buy the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim, Mad Matt. So this plane only comes in the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim. But for myself, I initially bought the standard version of Flight Sim, and I fell in love with the 172 so much, and I wanted the old Garmin and the steam gauges, so I turned around and bought the deluxe version. So I pretty much bought Microsoft Flight Sim twice just for this plane. King Ab, for a couple more hours, probably 2 more hours. Muat, what's up, Muat? How you doing?
Okay, just passing over the town of Agnes Water now, which is a little sleepy holiday town up here, but we're heading up to the tip of this outcrop of land here to a very small town called 1770, and it's called that because here is where Captain Cook landed in May of 1770. This was his second landfall on Australia after Botany Bay down Sydney way, after he had sailed around the tip of South America, across the Pacific, stopping at various Pacific islands, landing in New Zealand, and then coming on to Australia.
That's very interesting. I was going to ask you, is there any lore or anything about hidden treasure being here from him?
Not that I'm aware of, Scruffy, but I'm no expert on that side of it for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, Bios, welcome in. How are you doing? It's going really well, thank you.
Cook's voyage wasn't really like a treasure hunt kind of thing. It was an exploratory mapping voyage, also doing lots of science as well. He had like a naturalist on board to document the fauna and flora that they found along the way.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So yeah, as Oz Nomad was saying, the point that we're approaching right now, this town is named 1770 because of a voyage that Captain Cook took during that year, I'm assuming, correct? And that's what you said. He landed here.
Yeah, he landed here in May of 1770.
Nice. I love that. THF, welcome in. Good to see you again. Apex, you got yourself a 6900. Whoa, dude. How much did that set you back, Apex? Bang Bull, hey, Bang Bull, how are you doing? Bang Bull is my nephew. Good to see you, Bang Bull. How are you? Thank you for jumping in and saying hello.
Oh, I completely missed that. What's the word you're not allowed to say, Gruffy?
Oh, it went 5 minutes is up now, so I can say it. The word is X-Plane 11 or X-Plane 12.
Oh, damn. I was hoping to catch you out there. Too late.
Crunk Monkey, thank you for dropping the base. How you doing, Crunk Monkey? Good to see you. Kev, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I understand, man. You got to get up early. No worries at all. I totally get it. I'm going to knock off autopilot just a minute. I want to check this little town out. How you doing, Crunk Monkey? Good to see you.
Roger, Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Yeah, 1770 population is about 60 people.
Wow, really? Oh, $699. That's not bad at all. I'm doing really well, Bang Bull. Thank you. Is there a historical marker or anything out here?
Oh, I'm pretty sure there is. It's like 30 years ago I was last here, so
Oh, okay.
my memory is not clear.
Yeah,
but yes, I'm sure there certainly would be.
I totally understand the memory thing. Yeah, THF, that's awesome. What channel was that on? So I was really busy today, didn't get a chance to watch anything on TV at all, except we watched a movie with the grandkids. But I recorded a documentary on VHS right after 9/11 happened, and I've still got it. I transferred it to DVD. I need to break it out and watch it sometime. Oh, on Fox News, nice.
1770 is also a jumping off place for a couple of islands out to sea. Where we are now is really the extreme southern end of the Great Barrier Reef, and about 50 miles out to sea there's a couple of islands, Lady Elliot Island, which has a resort on it, and Lady Musgrave, which is where you can go and camp on it, bush camp with no facilities, but boats run day trips out here too, and you can get on a sort of powerful boat and go flat chat for about an hour and a half and get there, and then you sort of snorkel into the island and snorkel around the reef, and that's really quite impressive.
Oh, that's neat.
I did check both those islands out in the Sim and decided that they weren't worth visiting. They're not very well represented at all.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I find that a lot of the islands are just flat, or either that they kind of have some elevation and then they're flat, unfortunately.
Yeah, as we proceed north later on in future legs, hopefully there'll be some better barrier reef islands and representations of the barrier reef we can look at.
Good deal. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, King Ab, you are exactly right. And I really find it a shame that people do seem to be forgetting about it, or just not remembering it like they should, I guess. Because it does hold it holds a lot of significance, and this goes for anywhere in the world. We as humans tend to forget history, and therefore we repeat history a lot. You can look back at history and see that history has repeated itself over and over and over many times. And anyways, I really hide away from, I stray away from political stuff and politics and religion as much as I can on my channel. I do have very strongly held beliefs of both, but I try to hold my tongue on stream. Oh, Preston, you gotta go. No problem. Thank you for being here. I did too, Death Crow. I remember it as well. Yeah, Fireman. As smart as we are, we really can be pretty dumb. Oh, can you really, Josh? That's pretty awesome that you can see the Flight 93 light from your house. Yes, I agree, Crunk Monkey. It very well should be. Because what's happening, or what's going to happen, is as they don't show it more and more, then the kids that grow up, they're not going to know, they're not going to understand the historical significance of it and where we were then and where we have come since. Chronico, what's up? How are you doing, Chronico? Good to see you. Welcome in. Happy Sunday to you. It's 30 minutes away. But I will say this, feel free to message me on Discord or anything, because I have talked both politics and religion. In fact, I just did that yesterday, I think, with somebody. I think it was yesterday on Discord chat. So I don't mind giving my views, but I just don't do it live on stream. You're welcome, Chronico. Good to see you, my friend. Say how old you are. You were here in the 7th grade. You were in the 7th grade that year. Wow. Yeah, King AB, I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that plane. In Death Crow, I specifically remember where I was. I was a technician at a Chevrolet Cadillac dealership, and I remember they had the news on, and we were thinking that a Cessna, like a pilot had a heart attack and just crashed into one of the towers. And we were thinking, what a tragedy for the pilot, you know, and the people in the tower, not knowing that it was a jetliner. And then another one hit, and then we heard, you know, everything. And I remember going out later that day and looking up in the skies, because all air traffic had been grounded except for, you know, like the most important, you know, people or whatever, looking up in the sky and not seeing any contrails at all in the sky from jets. It was really surreal, because where I live, and I know it's not like this everywhere in the world, but where I live, any time of day or night, you can look up in the air and see lines in the sky from the jets, and there was nothing. And I had never seen the sky without lines in it from jets.
Yeah, I remember that vividly. I think we were down in New South Wales at the time, and I got an SMS message from my son in the UK. It just said, turn the TV on. That's all.
Yeah. It's crazy. The only other time that I specifically remember a news story was when the Challenger exploded. I was in high school. I was a senior in high school when that happened. So really quick, Oz, we're coming up on another point of interest. It's called Turkey Beach.
Yeah, again, sorry to disappoint you, but nothing special. I just like the name, and it's a nice waypoint.
No problem. No problem at all. Thank you. Classy, thank you for the Mario Death.
There could well be bush turkeys here. We call them bustards. They're not like turkeys in the traditional sense.
Okay.
That's bustards with a U, everybody.
So probably, do they eat like dead animals?
The bustards are good tucker. Yeah. The
okay.
indigenous people would have feasted on those, no problem at all. And so would probably cooks, crew, and fellow travellers as well. They took a lot of advice and that were guided by local Aboriginals in various places. They did that tour or that trip, and his later voyage too.
Oh wow. So Captain Bios just said in chat, wow, Captain Bios, that gives me goosebumps. They were meant to have been on the first plane that crashed in the tower, and he missed his flight. Wow. That's amazing. Crowbar, what's up, Crowbar? How are you doing? So where I live, we have buzzards that eat, dead animals. And so that's what I thought you meant, Oz, when you said bustards. Was like,
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were the same as buzzards here.
No, the bustards here are purely vegetarian, as far as I'm aware. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Welcome in, Crowbar. Good to see you. Yeah, turkey. I like turkey. Turkey's good. Classy, man, I totally missed your post up there. Talking about 9/11 and the Challenger accident. Welcome in, Classy. Good to see you. Hamo time. What's up, Hamo? How are you doing? Thank you for the 500 biddies, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We just flew over Turkey Beach. Good to see you, Spider Steve. Good to see you also. Right, I know, Spider Steve, and it happened that way due to the reshuffling. Right after 2008 happened, with the market crash and GM going bankrupt, there was a lot of restructuring within General Motors and their dealerships. And so a lot of the Chevrolet dealerships became Chevrolet Cadillac for a little while, and now they're splitting back off again. In fact, if you're a Cadillac dealer, you are supposed to have a separate showroom now. Oh, wow. Are they really? You can't eat bush turkeys in Australia. They're usually full of parasites. Ugh. But yeah, Spider Steve, it was very interesting working with Chevrolet and Cadillac customers, because the Chevrolet customers, for the most part, very laid back, whatever. And the Cadillac customers are a pain in the butt for the most part. Yeah, very interesting.
First of all, I'm
Hello world, thank you for the follow. Hello world, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome in, good to see you. Yeah, Zero Tadpole, it really doesn't surprise me. Back in the 90s, oh gosh, Spider Steve, yes they do. Back in the 1990s, there was talk at General Motors of doing away with service departments at the dealerships and just having sales centers, regional sales centers, where you go and purchase vehicles, and then you had regional repair shops at different places as well. But yeah, I think that's probably the way a lot of manufacturers are looking at going, like Tesla, where you cut out the salespeople and just have a service center. We'll see. Interesting times we lived in, for sure. Oh yeah, Captain Bios, I can imagine, man. That's wow. That's really, really amazing. Oh, you're from Brazil. Welcome in from Brazil. Hello world. I'm in South Carolina in the United States. Welcome in. And hello world, if you would like to fly along, feel free to jump on in and fly. Yeah, so Zero, I was at the Chevrolet dealership I used to work at. So I've got a blue Jeep, that's it's a beautiful blue. And the dealership I used to work at, I was there Friday, just dropped in for a quick visit, and they've got a new Corvette on their showroom that's the same color as my Jeep. Beautiful car. But they had it marked up. I want to say they marked up the price $25,000. The car was like $130,000 after the markup. And it's just really, I mean, it's ridiculous to mark a car up that much. Yeah, C8. Yep. Beautiful car.
Yeah, we got similar issues over here. Toyota Land Cruisers here, drive them off the forecourt brand new, and they go up in value by about 50 grand.
Wow. Muad, I can't pretend to be Jay Leno. Yeah, I know. I gotta have a wig though. I can do a wig. Yeah, Crowbar, I like my Jeep. I mean, the Corvette's sweet, but no way I could fit in it. I'm just too big. You're welcome, Hello World. Scruffy, you're doing a Southeastern High Speed, the Charity Javelin. Oh, nice. So you're enjoying Terrain World 3, excuse me. Mopar and no car. Yeah, so I went to the bank 3 weeks ago to do a consolidation loan to try to get my finance. I'm not the best with finances, okay? I'm doing much better lately. But I was doing a consolidation loan, and so they wanted some collateral. So my wife drives a 2017 Chevrolet Cruze, and when the bank asked, you know, about putting it up for collateral and I could loan the amount of the vehicle, I was thinking, you know, less than $10,000. This car has got to be worth less than $10,000. It was worth $19,000, actually like $19,500. I'm like, what? It's a 2017. It's crazy what the car values are right now. Oh no. Hang on.
What the scallop? I'm a goofy goober!
All right, I have enabled, we just got a follow bot. So I've enabled emote only mode and subscriber only mode.
What the scallop? I'm a goofy goober!
Sorry, everybody. So we just got Followbot raided.
First of all, I'm...
Hey, settle down. Take it easy. What the
Holy
scallop?
crap. And it's
Goofy
still happening. This is the first time I've ever been raided like this. I do have an SOS mode. I've got an SOS button,
I'm...
but I hit it a little bit too late.
Easy. What the scallop?
I'm a goofy goober!
So for now, I'm in slow chat mode and emote only mode and sub only mode, just so they can't keep on with all the follows.
Take it easy. What the scallop?
I'm a goofy goober!
Makes me so mad.
First of all, I'm...
Hey, settle down. Take it easy. What the scallop?
I'm a goofy goober!
You have to go through and remove all of those manually. Scott.
Oh yes.
First of all, I'm...
Pain in the butt.
Yeah, what a pain.
What the scallop?
I'm a goofy goober!
Okay, hopefully that took care of that. That's the first time though. I gotta say, that's not
I'm...
Hey, settle down. Take it easy. What the scallop?
I'm a goofy goober!
yeah, it really does suck this evening thing. It really pisses me off. Viper Strike, welcome in. How are you doing? We just got follow botted
First of all, I'm...
Hey, settle down.
for the first time ever.
What the scallop?
I'm a goofy goober!
Is there a setting you can have to sort of make it so that people can't follow you without being positively approved or something?
There is. I just don't want to. I really hate to do that to people, to make them have to verify themselves. But yeah, I may,
Yeah, I can understand that.
yeah, I've been fortunate though, and I cut it. At least I caught it before they got 1,000 people followed.
Take it easy. What the scallop? I'm a goofy goober.
I know, right? SpongeBob, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can just turn SpongeBob off for a minute. There. So that turns the notifications off. And I'll deal with this tomorrow. Sorry about that, y'all. But I do have an SOS button to cut that short. And what my SOS button does is my SOS button will turn off. It'll turn on slow mode, emote only mode, and sub only mode, so people can't. I guess that doesn't stop people from following, though, does it? Infinite Fireman, it's what you call a follow bot. It's the first time it's ever happened to me, but I got follow botted. Okay, sorry. I've totally was not focusing on chat during that whole thing. Spider Steve, you had a customer buy a brand new Astro. What's going on? How are you doing? Yeah, Astro. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry, Scruffy. Just going to say, we're coming up on Gladstone now. We've just flown over the third biggest smelting plant in Australia, and this whole area is huge on mining. There's a massive port here, exports all sorts of resources, coal, aluminium, alumina, and others. Mostly coal, though. They put out about 50 million tons a year, I think, through this port.
Oh, wow. Dang. So this airport, I'm going to do a full stop at this airport. Need to take a quick pee break. And then we'll continue on, and I'll fly out to the port. I want to check this port out once I take back off. Nah, Cajun Blade, you're good, man. I really, when I set my stream up originally, I was really torn between making people verify themselves or not, but personally, it's a pain in the butt for me as a viewer to have to be verified. So I didn't want to put y'all through that. And I've just been fortunate for 2 years for not being follow botted, so it's okay. I've only got 140 people. No, 240 people I need to remove. But what sucks about it though is it screws up your stream numbers. Oh, you used to be Astro Charles. Yeah, you have been following me for a while. Gotcha. Thank you, Astro. Thank you for clarifying that. All right, this will be a full stop. I'm going to refill my water, take a quick restroom break, and then we'll be on our way. So if you'd like to fly along with us, the closest airport is this airport, of course. It is YGLA. Fly what you want to and fly how you want to. I am flying into the wrong end of the runway too. I just noticed the windsock. Oh, that was a 3-hopper. That was rough. Zombie Inferno Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome on in. Oh yeah, imagine if I got follow botted. I did get follow botted. So hopefully my, okay. Hey, Infinite Fireman, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. Always good to see you, Infinite Fire, man. Have a good evening. Take care of yourself, and good night, my friend. Let me go back to, there we go. Part break should be on. No, now the part break is on. All right, part break is on. I will be, let me check and see if everything is back to normal now. Yeah, it seems like all the notifications have gone through, so stream should be back to normal starting now. All right, I'll be back. Give me, oh, I need to turn slow mode off. Hang on, let me get everything back to normal. I didn't realize I had slow mode still on. I apologize, y'all. Hang on a minute. There, slow mode is now off. There we go. Yeah, Super Typhon, they really do. It's totally ridiculous. Oh, I know, if I get Followbotted during my break, exactly. I hope that doesn't happen. Okay, I was just looking to see if it was fairly easy to delete these people, but it looks like it's going to be a process anyways. That'll really throw a streamer off, doesn't it? All right, I'll be right back, y'all. Give me 3 to 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Enjoy talking amongst yourselves and this BRB screen. All right, I'm back. Dusty, thank you so much for continuing the gift sub you got from Hamo Time. I really appreciate that. Hamo Time, thank you for the original gift sub. And It's okay. I mean, these things happen as a streamer. They shouldn't happen, but I know they happen, and at least I was semi-ready for it to go. So if you'd like to fly along with us, jump on in. No rules, just fly. Fly what you want to, fly how you want to. We are at YGLA, Yankee Golf Lima Alpha, and on US East server. Seems to be doing okay so far tonight. All right, I'm going to jump into the plane because I like to take off and land in the cockpit. Taxi on off, taxi on up. I mean, does anyone fly the 182? Asking for a friend. I'm going to take off from runway 10. So I'm sorry.
If you head generally east after takeoff from the airport here, you should fly over the railway marshalling yards. You'll be able to see loads and loads of empty ore carriages down there parked on the tracks. And then if you continue out to the water, I'm currently paused over the mountains of coal that are sitting there waiting to be exported.
Oh, very neat. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. We're in the air. Is there a plan yet for the Just Rules No Flight? Not yet, Chronico, not yet. Now, Oz, you said where are the rail cars at?
If you turn east after takeoff, heading out towards the water, you should cross the railway lines.
Gotcha. Okay, so I turned east and looking for the railway lines.
Perhaps more northeast, actually, but...
Oh, it is. Wow, sorry about that. Okay, Crowbar, have a good day at work, or a good night. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to fly over to you first, Oz, because I feel like I'm flying away from you now. Let me head over to you first.
Sorry, I may have misled you. My directions are not always the best, so it should have been more north from the airport, probably.
That's okay. Take care, Crowbar. Have a wonderful evening, day, night, whatever time of the day is for you. And Wired, thank you for flying along with us. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you for the lurk also, Wired. I appreciate you very much. And I don't think I shouted Wired out either. Give Wired a quick shout out. Oh, wow. So all this is coal right here?
Yeah, certainly is. All comes in by train from the mines, and then gets dumped into these huge mountains of coal, and then shipped out from here and on bulk carriers to wherever it's being exported to. It's mainly coking coal, I think, which is what they use in furnaces in steel works and aluminium works and that kind of thing.
Wow, that's really neat how and you can actually see the piles in the sim too.
You might be able to spot a few conveyor belts down there as well. There's massive conveyor belt systems here that sort of move the coal from the train trucks to those huge piles, and then from there onto the ship.
Very neat. Josh, thank you for jumping in. Yeah, enjoy flying with Vomit. Take care. Tell Vomit I said hello. Yeah, so Cajun Blade, I've got Oz Nomad, who's a resident here. of Australia, being a tour guide for us tonight.
Yeah, all good for our economy, this, and without getting into the politics, it's something that's got to go in coming years. But with Australia is finding it very difficult to wean itself off of this kind of thing because it brings in so much income for us.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, you know, a couple of 100 years ago, Australia got rich on the back of the sheep's back. With wool was the huge industry, and as I say, Australia got rich on it back then, but now it's all about resources, be it coal or iron ore, copper, precious metals, uranium, the whole lot.
Wow. Yeah, that was very interesting. Thank you for putting that in there. And so now I'm heading back towards the airport, and then I'll turn to a heading of 248. 248. We're going to head inland from here to some mountains. Yeah, Rough Rider, me too. I mean, there are some things it's lacking, but overall, it's absolutely beautiful. And it's one of the top 5 reasons why I really haven't played much of anything else except Microsoft Flight Simulator since I purchased it. There's another coal factory right there.
Yep, that looks like another dumping point. Yep. So they push out about 50 million tons of coal from here every year.
Wow.
I've got to say, sort of doing these flight plans and the ones I've done for Captain Rash too, I mean, I've learned things about Australia that I didn't realise. I'll just come across things when doing the recce flights in the sim. I don't know if you remember that asbestos mine we flew over a couple of legs back. I didn't even know that was there until I flew over it, and then I thought, what the hell is that down there? And looked it up on the map, and there you go.
Yeah, it's really neat. I learn a lot myself, you know, when I make the plans as well. It's very interesting. Learn so much about the world.
I absolutely loathed history and geography when I was at school many years ago, but the sim just brings it all to life. It's just fascinating.
Yep. Fire Sandy's headed to the next airport. All right, Fire Sandy, be safe. Have a good flight. Yeah, the sim model works really well. And a lot, like you said, a lot of extra aircraft to fly if you want. Yep. And one of the other top 5 things that I love about Microsoft Flight Sim is this right here, that we can all fly together and enjoy this. Oh, look at you in the DC-6, Jerdot. How are you keeping it in the air at this speed? Yeah, I just love that we can all share this experience together and see what each other sees. It's just an amazing experience.
Hello, is it me you're lurking for?
Sterlo, another Australian friend and streamer as well. Good to see you, Sterlo, coming in with a work lurk. Let me give you a quick shout out, Sterlo, and then I'll show you my socks of the day. Coming in here with the sock command too. Good to see you, Sterlo. Sterlo's a very engaging flight sim streamer and does some other things over there on his channel as well. Come on, shout out button, work for me. There we go. All right, let's see how wonky my camera is going to be now. Socks of the day on the right foot. I've got multicolored, some sort of pattern. I don't know what pattern you call that. Sock on the right foot. On the left foot, my black socks with coral on them. On the left foot, those are my socks of the day. Game Playboy, how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. Let me give Game Playboy a shout out. Also, another variety streamer.
Hello. Is it me?
Thank you, Game Playboy, for the alert.
Nice flyby in the DC6 there.
That
I'm
was.
just looking forward to that coming to the Xbox at some point, so I can actually see it as a DC6.
Yes. Dave Rendon, how are you doing, my friend? Dave Rendon, another fellow flight sim streamer and a good friend in real life. Dave Rendon is Ref Rider. Thank you for the Prime sub. Dang. Ref Rider, thank you so much for that Prime sub. I really do appreciate that very, very much. Welcome in. Enjoy your socks now. You should have some sub socks. Dave Rendon is one of these people that I met on Slayer T's channel a while back, and we hit it off rather quickly and have been really good friends. And so we text each other, we call each other. I have met Dave in person before and look forward to meeting him again and hanging out some more with him. No, Death Crow, you need the plane. Oh my gosh. Dave, Dave, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Mini Toon, enjoy your gift sub. Captain Bios, enjoy your gift sub. Chronico, enjoy your gift sub. Cat and King AB, enjoy your gift subs, courtesy of my good friend Dave Rendon. Dave, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that a lot. Dave, we got Followbot raided a little while ago. It's my my first Followbot raid ever. I guess I should probably clip that. Did someone clip that? Looks like we got one clip. I don't know if it was that or not. I need to go back and clip my first Followbot raid. Oh, no problem, Chronico. Give it to another streamer. Thank you, Dave. You thought that was your puppy was whimpering? That's funny. Dave, I'm glad you're doing good. So you and the wife are pretty much over your sicknesses now, because I know your wife had some issues as well. For a little while there. Yeah, hopefully my last Cajun Blade for sure. Why does it default the other button following without audio? What? Following without audio? Good. I'm glad you're doing much better, man. Plane or airport? Death Crow, get both. You need the plane and the airport. Oh, yeah, Rough Rider. Someone came in the other day and had that icon on, watching without audio icon, and so I thought that meant that they were deaf, and I was trying to enunciate my words better so that my closed captioning would understand me better. I never even knew that was a thing. That icon was a thing until I saw it yesterday, actually. Oh, it means the channel view has no audio. Oh. So if anyone's ever been follow-botted and knows what I need to do, let me know. I think Oz, you told me I need to go through and delete everybody by hand. Just got to figure that out. But do I need to let Twitch know what happened?
No, I was actually asking you, Scruffy. I didn't really know what you need to do about that, but I know that Forder at times in the past has had to deal with large numbers of followers that are not genuine. I'm not quite sure how he handles it. I think he said that Twitch do go through of their own volition from time to time and clear them out.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully that happens. Oh, you just left it alone and 3 weeks later they went away. Okay, Dave, well, good. That may be what I do then. Fire Sandy, he is in 2 months. In 2 months, he'll be back. He stopped by a few streams ago, said he'd be back in 2 months. And Oz, someone's asking, is this sand? Is this like desert below us?
Well, it's not true desert, no. It's more like very, very dry ground with just like bits of grass here and there. It would be reasonable grazing country here. But again, the sim doesn't always represent it faithfully given the time of year. There could well be times here where the whole area was completely green and busting out, like if they've had a lot of rain, maybe even flooding. And at other times of the year, the whole place will be brown, apart from the trees.
Gotcha, makes sense. Dave, Tam is doing really good. She is gonna have the baby a week from Wednesday. 1 week from Wednesday, she'll have a C-section, and I'll have my third grandchild. Yeah, I was on Shoney's stream that morning when he announced that he had to take 6 months off because of a project that he was taking on at work that he just couldn't pass up. And it made me so sad because Dave is, not Dave, Dave is an awesome streamer, but Shoney Gaming is such an awesome streamer. And so we are so much alike. Shoney and I are so much alike. We both love the Cessna 172 and just kind of have chill flights and stuff. So I really anticipate his return. Dave, that's what I cooked for everyone for supper tonight. I cooked pancakes. We did pancakes, eggs, bacon, and grits for dinner this evening. Cajun Blade, thank you. So we're approaching Mount Alma. Is there any significance to Mount Alma?
No, sorry again, Scruffy.
No, that's okay.
It's just the only mountains I could find. I always try and find you some mountains. They're not really very big, but at least they break up the monotony of the flat terrain a little.
Yes, they do. Thank you. So Mount Alma was named after, I have no clue. I was trying to think of an Australian last name, but then I remembered I have no clue what a good Australian last name would be. I'm not a very good storyteller.
Well, if it was Mount Wilmer, it might be after the Flintstones.
I love it. Oh, Dave, they were so good. So when I cook pancakes, I just use like store-bought batter, and mix it with milk. But I cook them in butter, and it makes them really, really tasty. Makes them really tasty. Every time I put pancakes in the frying pan or in the pan, I put butter in first to give them a really rich, buttery taste. And I thought about doing, I have done bacon pancakes before. My wife's not a fan, so I didn't do them this time.
I like the super thin ones, crepes, really, with a bit of caster sugar and lemon. Ooh, yum.
Yes. Dave, the wife wanted toast too, and I said, look, we're already doing pancakes. Pancakes and toast just doesn't sound like it goes good because that's two breads. So we just did.
Well, Dave Rendon has got it right. And as we all know, breakfast is bacon.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Dave, I don't think I've asked you yet. Are you any plans on going to Flight Sim Expo? You know what's funny, Rough Rider, is the wife. So we had oatmeal and we've got grits. Now I know not everyone in the world, not even everyone in the United States knows what grits are, but here where I live, grits are a huge thing. I know Dave knows what grits are. I'll text you, Dave. I'll text you. So she asked me, we're going to do grits or oatmeal. I love grits, so we did grits. Most South American countries eat 2 carbs per meal. You know what? That makes sense, Chronico. Oh, Rough Rider. Now, I love oatmeal. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, can you explain what grits are for the rest of us?
Oh, it's hard to explain what grits are. It's kind of like a wheat grain, I guess. I think in the northern United States they call it cream of wheat. It's similar to that. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to explain.
Anything like porridge?
Yes, it is. It is like porridge. And Dave is confirming that it is like cream of wheat too. When I think cream of wheat, my dad used to always put like milk and some other things in cream of wheat, where with grits, I pretty much just put butter and salt in it. I love them like that. Yes, there you go. It is corn. It's like really finely ground up corn. It's hard to explain. I'm sorry, Oz. Oh, thank you, Cajun Blade. There we go. Grits are a porridge made from boiled cornmeal. Hominy grits are a type of grits made from hominy corn that has been treated with alkali in a process called what? Something. With something else removed, with pericarp removed. Grits are often served with flavorings as a breakfast dish. They're really amazing. Thank you, Araman, as well. They're ground hominy. I know, right, Dave? We just all need to get together and have breakfast. Do a breakfast stream sometime.
I guess I'll have to take your word for all of that, Scruffy. It doesn't sound too appetizing. Very sorry I'm offending anybody.
No, it's okay. Very few Southerners don't like it, but I mean, southeastern United States, but oh my gosh, I love them. It's one of those things you just have to try. Go to IHOP or Waffle House. That's it. Says go. Nah, Sesgo's just trolling me, Dave. Sesgo's always trolling me about my flaps being down because of the shading. There. It's just the way the plane is shaded. What's up, Heavy? How are you doing? Good to see. Good to see you, Heavy. How are you doing, my friend? Heavy is a fellow streamer friend. Heavy and I reached affiliate on the same day, courtesy of the same person actually helped us hit affiliate. Let me give Heavy a quick shout out really quick. Staff, what's up, Staff? How are you doing? The only liver I like is chicken liver, and the older I get, the less I like chicken liver because the more I think about what I'm eating, I guess.
Oh no, you can't beat a nice lamb's liver with tomatoes and onions and bacon. Oh man, that's to die for.
Yeah, I've never even heard of lamb's liver. But beef liver, I don't know. I just think about how big it is, and I don't know. Something about beef liver just doesn't do anything for me. And chicken livers, I like the taste of them, but I just can't think about what I'm eating.
No, I agree about beef liver, but the lamb liver cooked slowly in the oven with the tomatoes and onions and a bit of water in it. It just sort of falls apart in your mouth. It's sensational stuff.
Mm. Yeah, Aramon, you know, that's actually a good point. They do kind of have a metallic taste, now that you said that. Chicken hearts.
They're full of iron.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's why it tastes like that. Lamb's liver and chicken hearts was your go-to as a Brazilian toddler. I've never had hearts. I've never had brains. And some people say I still don't have brains.
How about tripe? Anyone had tripe?
I know what tripe is, and it's basically, I mean, it's the stomach, right?
Yeah, that's it. Doesn't appeal to me at all. I've never touched it. I'm not, this is becoming the offal stream, but no, liver and kidney are about the only ones I can manage. Brains and all the rest of them you can keep, definitely.
But isn't that what bacon is, though? Isn't bacon pretty much the belly of a pig? Am I right on that or no?
Well, it is, but it's the meat. It's the muscle and so forth, as opposed to offal, which are internal organs like the brain, the lungs, the stomach, the kidneys, the liver, and so forth.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. People are correcting me now. Gotcha. So it's not the stomach lining. I'm with you. Okay. Yep. Don't ruin bacon for you. So I didn't know if, yeah, okay. That makes sense. The tripe is the stomach lining and part of the intestines, and then bacon is the outer part. Good. Thank you for clarifying. Dirty rice is good. I love dirty rice. Rough location, King Ken. Oh my gosh, we are in the bush of Australia, my friend. Let me show you. I think I can probably show you better than tell you on little nav map. So we are about halfway up the Australian east coast and slightly inland from there. So I would say, I'm not even sure how many miles. Let me get my measuring stick out here. We are, oh, come on, work with me, little nav map. 40 nautical miles west of Gladstone, or how did you say that? Oz, how do you pronounce that? Gladstone. Thank you. Airport.
Yeah, heading inland now. So in Australia, we have two expressions for the outdoors, bush and outback. Now, all the outback is bush, but not all the bush is outback, if that makes any sense. So the bush is the treed areas, if you like, around the coastline, and the outback is really the central, more desert areas as we fly inland further.
Okay, I'm with you. Thank you for clarifying that, because I've heard both terms and didn't really know the difference in the two. King Ken, so yeah, I'm sorry, man. If you'd like to fly along, though, you can always jump in and just slew, or send me a friend request in the sim, and then you can just spawn in on me, too. It's just that where we're flying, some of the places in Australia, there's really no real close airports because it is out in the middle of nowhere in the bush. Oh, okay, so that makes sense. Thank you, Chronico, for explaining that. Sergeant Ticklefight, welcome in. Good to see you. Staff, you drank almost a gallon of water Saturday and still ended up dehydrated. Wow. And dude, that looked like, so Sergeant Staff has a car that he shows. He was at a car show that had over 2,000 cars in it, not counting the people that were there at the show. That's pretty amazing. He posted a bunch of pictures in Discord if you're interested in seeing the pictures of the car show and his vehicle as well. So rainforest can be bush too. That makes sense.
Yeah, rainforest is definitely bush, but it's not outback.
Dirty rice is really, really good, heavy. I love dirty rice, and I'm not anywhere near New Orleans or, you know, anywhere like that, but I love dirty rice. So is it just, it's just too big, Staff? Is that what it is? It's just too much going on and too big to enjoy it? Gotcha. So what's the name of the jambalaya? Rough Rider, if you've ever heard of jambalaya, it's kind of, dirty rice is kind of like that, from what I understand, but not as liquidy. It's more like just rice with meat and spicy seasonings and stuff in it. Now correct me if I'm wrong, Hebby. Also, Hebby, did the sale, I think you had mentioned that the sale of your house, that someone was interested in purchasing your house. If you're still here, did that ever go through? What ended up with that? Some boudin would be great since you don't live down there anymore. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, rice, tomatoes, meat, and the like. Yes. Okay, gotcha, Hebby. I was just curious. Actually, Dave Rendon, if you're still in here, there's information on Flight Sim Expo, Dave. I'll text it to you also. Oh, a 39 Packard 120 stop you in your tracks. Wow. I can't say I've ever had boiled crawfish. I have caught crawfish plenty when I was a kid, but I've never eaten them before. Solid Band, how's it going? How are you? Oh yeah, Rough Rider. I like to experiment in the kitchen as well. Probably what heading are you on? I can see you as, but I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what? Let me make sure. Yeah, the heading is correct. Let me make sure. There we go. Yeah, I was on it was showing the wrong heading. So I'm at a heading of 316. My apologies. I had to reset my altimeter. King Can, sorry about that. I got it set right now. The oh, you're with Captain Hall. Nice. Yeah, I'll tell Captain Hall I said hello as well. Let me give Solid Band a quick shout out. Solid Band is a fellow flight sim streamer. Captain Hall is responsible for helping make my voice sound really nice on stream. So I love experimenting in the kitchen also. My biggest fail, my wife and I went to a restaurant and she ordered chicken on a skewer with multicolored peppers, onions, and pineapple. And so I told her I can recreate that in the kitchen, easy. So here I am cooking pineapple and chicken together at the same time. Has anyone ever done that? Cook chicken and pineapple at the same time for the same length of time? Oh yeah, Captain Hall's awesome. So if you've never cooked chicken and pineapple at the same time, no, you know what I did? I marinated it. That's what it was. I marinated the pineapple in the chicken to begin with and then cooked it. If you've never marinated chicken in pineapple, don't do it. It turns the chicken into mush. It was the nastiest texture that I have ever had. Oh my gosh, it was gross. Yes, Rough Rider. Exactly. Chicken pineapple mush. It was absolutely gross. I have never had chicken. I've never tasted a texture like that in my life and hope I never do again. It was gross. Flying Iron got you. Oh, you bought the Hellcat? Nice. Someone else earlier also bought it. Oh, you've done that, Rough Rider? Yeah, I thought it was a really good idea.
Oh, back to bacon again. Nothing like a nice gammon steak and pineapple. Yum.
Yes.
I'm just reflecting on how often various streamers, flight sim streamers, streams degenerate into talk about food. It's really quite often.
You know,
we must be hungry all the time.
Right. Acid in the pineapple cooks the chicken, but not so that it's edible. Yeah. Yeah, I learned the hard way on that one.
Yeah, you're probably better off leaving the pineapple until you put the whole lot onto the skewers.
Yeah.
Just whack it on the barbie quickly.
Exactly. And apparently that's what this restaurant did. They did it right at the end and it was really, really tasty. I tried some of hers, but I haven't attempted it since. Oh, Dave, you're making me hungry. So Dave, did you see the post that I'd made about Flight Sim Expo? And this goes for anybody else as well. Flight Sim Expo is next June 23rd, 24th, 25th in Houston, Texas. I'll be there. Two-Tone Murphy will be there. Allison Johnson's going to be there. Gibbo Ireland will be there. A lot of other flight simmers will be there. A lot of viewers also will be there. I'm thinking about going down a day early and staying a day late also, just to enjoy everything and hang out with everybody. But if you're interested in more information about it, type in !FSE Foxtrot Sierra Echo Flight Sim Expo. That's what that stands for. Chunky, what's up, Chunky? How are you doing? How's it going, man? Chunky Aviation is the leader of the FS Thunderbirds, the Flight Sim Thunderbirds. Let me give the Thunderbirds a shout out, but also be sure you type in exclamation FSAF Flight Simulator Air Festival coming up November the 19th on the Microsoft Flight Sim official channel. Digi River, welcome in. How you doing? Hey, Captain Hall. Was just talking about you. How are you, my friend? Captain Hall is a audio technician and spent, oh my gosh, a long time one evening helping me get my mic tuned just beautifully for streaming. Thank you, Captain Hall. How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Dingo is here also. Welcome in, Dingo.
Okay, flying over Mount Morgan now. Mount Morgan was founded as a gold mining town back in 1882. You can see the mine, what's left of it below. It's not in use currently, but they mined a lot of gold, silver and copper out of here. And there's talk about reactivating it. I think as the extraction technology improves over time, and certainly as prices for commodities rise, more of these old mines get brought back into production.
Nice. Yeah, you can definitely tell that it's a mine of some sort, where it's been stripped. Land has been stripped, and it's actually notched. I know it's flat when you get close to it, or from up here it looks flat, but you can see where it's been notched right there as well. Very interesting.
Yeah, interesting fact here. There's a guy called William Knox Darcy who made a fortune out of this mine back in the day, and he used that fortune to then finance oil exploration in Iran, which directly led to the formation of the Anglo-Persian Oil Company, which is now BP.
No. Oh, really? Wow. So he did really well for himself. BP's huge. Laura Kahila, how are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. How's things going for you? Laura is from New Zealand. Kahila. I call her Laura. I know her real name. Her real name's Laura, but Kahila in chat. She is from New Zealand. Welcome in. Yeah, thank you, Captain Hall. I appreciate it.
Sorry, Sergeant Tickleflight, I just saw a comment there. I'm sorry, but we don't have any real mountains in Australia. We have a few quite high hills, but nothing like what you see elsewhere.
Falco, welcome in. How you doing, Falco? Fist of Fury. Good to see you also. Falco is a fellow flight sim streamer. We give Falco a quick shout out as well. Good to see you, Falco. DigiDriver is a developer of things in Microsoft Flight Simulator. DigiDriver. I think last time I saw you, DigiDriver, I was telling you about the ZMAX Dragway in Charlotte, and I was going to go next week and get a lot of photos to give you. It wasn't you. No, it wasn't you that was, you do airports. It was, someone else had come in and they were going to do the dragway for me. But anyways, my daughter is having a grandchild for me next week, and I'm not going to be able to go to the drag strip. So yeah, thank you, Solid Band, bringing in all the friends. Falco, I'm doing fantastic. Hope you're doing well. Sergeant Ticklefight had to throw the cheesy Crocodile Dundee reference in here. Oh yes, I've already got two DigiDriver. I've already got two grandkids that are properly spoiled, and yes, this one will also be. Yeah, thank you, Solid Band. I really do appreciate that. Getting a 2-knot direct crosswind, blowing around just a little bit, not too awful bad. Here's a question for me. Did I set anything else? No, I have not messed with anything else, Captain Hall. I will tell you this. I did some for the Wings Over the Web air show several months ago. I had to change some of the settings so it didn't clip me so much when I was hollering, because as an announcer for one of the air shows, I had to be really loud and it was clipping. So I did adjust some of the clips, but I didn't save it. So when I closed out of Go XLR, it reset my settings right back to the beautiful settings that you set them at. But no, man, everything's great though. Thank you so much again for taking your time to help me with that. Oh, thank you, DigiDriver. I really appreciate you telling that to Dave. All right, time to bring the altitude down a little bit. I think we're clear of all the really tall mountains on this flight plan. Let me double check on myself. Yeah, we should be good to fly low now. We are getting close to the end, Death Crow. Yes, we are. Oh, thank you, Captain Hall. Jason, can you save the game? Jason, what you can do, you can't really like save your progress and come back right where you left off, like some video games, but if you type in !route, it'll give you the route that you can load in to Microsoft Flight Sim. And then you can, like if you land at an airport, you can start right back at that airport and continue on. Yeah, there you go, Oz. Like what Oz said. Yeah, Death Crow, there's not much time left. We're only, about 35 miles away from the final destination. Solid Band, thank you for the test question. What's the approximate base of the cumulus clouds if the surface air temperature at 1,000 feet MSL is 70 degrees Fahrenheit and the dew point is 40? Okay, I don't remember this calculation at all. I do know for every certain number of feet you go up in altitude, depending on the temperature, there is a calculation you can use. It's fairly easy to figure that. Dave Rendon, do you know the answer to that question? Death Crow. Going back to purchasing these 50 million Alaska airports. Heck yeah, they're well worth it, man. Let's see here. Actually, I'm going, my final destination, King Ken, is going to be YDRG, Yankee Delta Romeo Golf. That's the final destination. Oh, look at Staff and his Hellcat. Heck yes. There's a lot of bush not bush planes, a lot of bush airports out here. Oh yes, please. Yeah, intercept with the Dark Star. I love people buzzing me, and I have been buzzed by a Dark Star before. So fly what you want to and fly how you want to. I love it. Of course, Death Crow. You may as well grab them. Usually just figure that out by subtracting the present altimeter with 2992 and then multiply it by 100. Ooh. All right, wait a minute. So our present, well, not our present though. We need to, let's see here. What was it saying that the, Oh, they don't give us the altimeter setting though. Yeah, but actually in that question, they don't give you what the present is though. Yeah, I'm not sure the answer to that question. And that was one of the last things that I did in the ground school training that I was working on, and still am. I'm just like slowed down a little bit doing it. Was weather. Oh, thank you, Dave. Oh, that's right. I got dew points, so it is baked in, right? But you do need to know the approximate, where the approximate base of the clouds are though, depending on how you're flying. Yeah, I've got a metal E6B that sits right beside my laptop, so when I'm doing some flight training, I've got it right there by my side. Not a paid promotion. Nah, man, I ain't gonna kick you. I would never. Yeah, the field really is good for touch and goes out here. So we've had a few more people join. Has anyone had experience with Followbot raids? I got Followbot raided a little while ago. I stopped it, but it was not before I had about 260, I think it was, followers. We are in, I was about to say Alaska. We are as far from Alaska as we could be. We're in Australia. I do need to delete them. Okay. Oh, there's a link. Okay, perfect. Captain Hall, thank you so much for the sub. Man, I mean, I appreciate that a lot. Alaska global warming, right? Good Lord. That's the problem with my night stream sometimes. I have no clue what I'm saying. I just get tired. I'm delirious. Thank you, staff. I've got a SOS button which helped me cut it short. No, we're not in Alaska. We're in Australia, sorry. At least it starts with A. Yeah, we're in Alaska, but not, right? It's Alaska gone wild. Oh, thank you, staff. I appreciate that. I'll have some time after stream. I'll have to start working on that. Jukebox Grim, how are you doing? Welcome in. Happy Sunday evening to you. I'm doing really well. Thank you. Thank you for asking. How are you? Yeah, thank you, staff. I appreciate that. Falco, we are heading to Yankee Delta Romeo Golf. It's actually within, it's pretty close to us since it's showing up here in the upper right hand corner. So we're pretty close, about 20 nautical miles away. Back to work tomorrow. Me too. Me too. Oh, you're 10 nautical miles away? You gonna take off, gonna play Star Trek Online, Clear Skies. Oh, nice, Fire Sandy. Fire Sandy, thank you so much for flying along. It was really nice seeing you again. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and take care. You gonna wait at the runway in a Dark Star? Nice. Oh, 10 minutes. Okay, gotcha. Oh, you go back to school tomorrow? I go back to school tomorrow too, actually. Yeah, so Falco, I was gonna go ahead and start the fly-in training as well, but it's really expensive and I just don't have the finances for that right now. So I bought ground school and I'm slowly going through that. I was really going through it fast and just decided to slow down a little bit on that and let it soak in. So Jukebox, I am an instructor of automotive technology. So I teach students how to diagnose and repair vehicles. And I'm also a student too. I'm taking some classes as well, some mechatronics classes. So right now I'm taking programmable logic controller classes. The airport is YDRG. It's this airport showing in the upper right hand corner. Trade school. It's a trade school. Oh, wow. Staff, that's pretty wild. Oh, wow. That's even crazier that it was the same friends you were running with last Thursday. Hey, Falco. We talked about it earlier, but I know you weren't in here then. And Captain Hall and anyone else, are y'all planning on going to Flight Sim Expo next year? Because I am planning on going. I'm already checking on flight tickets and places to stay. Oh, one guy has a Gen 2. Oh, the Mustang 2. Nice. Digi Driver, you got to roll. It's great to see you again. Privileged to hang out on your channel. Curious about the airports. Yeah, for sure, Digi Driver. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being here. Take care of yourself. And happy developing, my friend. Good to see you. Oh, Solid Band, type in exclamation FSE. It's in Houston. In 3 days, you get to fly out to a Norfolk. What's Finn? Welcome in. Thank you for the thank you for coming back. What's a Norfolk? So I will be there. Oh, no problem, staff. Oh, dude, what? That's cool. That he's gonna be on stage for the reveal of the new generation Mustang. That's really freaking cool. Oh, nice, Wired. I'd love to see you. No, not Oshkosh. It's in Houston. This is in Houston. Staff, you are planning on coming? Nice. It's the biggest F-18 base in the world. Oh, very cool. Oh, nice, Staff. I'll have to go back and take a closer look at it now that I know. Yeah, Falco, Air Venture, there's no way I'll be able to go to both. And I think as a flight sim streamer, for me anyways, I want to go to FS Expo. I've been talking about it a long time. I was really disappointed that there wasn't one this year, so I'm not gonna miss it. Yeah, please check it out. Oh, your dad's streaming it? Nice. Oh, thank you, Staff. I will definitely check that out. You do have to purchase tickets for FSE Solid Band. I'm not sure how much they are. Registration doesn't open until December. I'm not sure when in December, but it's going to open sometime in December. Finn Pilot, if you would, just post the link, please. I don't mind if you post the link, Finn. Oh, the GTO got hit in the front end last Friday. That, ugh. I bet he was unhappy. How close are we to the airport, Falco, or to Houston? I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Staff, I'd be so mad. Staff, did you see the picture? Oh, to the airport? Probably like 5 miles, if that. Staff, did you see the video at a car show where some guy in a SSR lost control or hit the gas instead of the brakes and plowed into the back of one car, causing a chain reaction crash all the way down? A bunch of beautiful classics got just tore up. Oh, shifted the whole thing 3/4 of an inch. I mean 3/16. That sucks. Oh, thank you, Finn Pilot. So he's streaming on YouTube. Oh my gosh, Staff, it will make you sick. It made me sick. I mean, there's some beautiful cars that are tore up. I think I saw it on TikTok. Yeah, it was an SSR, and the SSR is what caused it. If I remember correctly, it was an SSR that I think they said an older person hit the gas instead of the brakes, plowed into the back of one car, and just, oh my gosh, beautiful cars. It tore them up. Probably 5 or 6 other classics just pushed them all into each other. He might have been jealous. This is true. Ooh, a 69 Charger RTSE. Ooh, sweet. All right, I'm gonna fly into the northernmost runway. It looks like this runway lies almost north-south. I'm gonna fly into the northern part because we got winds blowing out of the south. So I'll fly into the northern runway. Oh, that's really cool, Finn. That sounds really awesome. Jumper screwy going on that. You guys are getting lost in the Aussie outback. Something screwy's going on. Oh, I'm with you. King Ab, I've got DCS, but I've never done anything except turn it on. I haven't even updated it. Like I opened it up, and that's all I've ever done with it. I'm so in love with Microsoft Flight Sim that I really just don't have any desire to play anything else right now. Oh, how to file a flight plan? I'm not sure how to file a flight plan in the 172. I know how I build them in the sim. I just build my flight plans in the simulator itself. Oh yeah, staff. I like the. Wait a minute. You said the cutlasses, right? Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking. I was thinking the wrong model. What's the arrival right here? This is our final arrival right here. It is Yankee Delta Romeo Golf is our final destination for today. It is just after 11 p.m. Yeah, it's 11:05 p.m. in my time, and I got to get up at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning to get ready to go to work. Eli is back. Welcome back, Eli.
Stream on, stream
Wired,
on,
thank you for unlurk message.
Stream because I came back to you.
Thank you for that unlurk message, Wired. Welcome back. That was a nice smooth landing there. I'm gonna pull up and park her right here beside Moo King. And we'll watch everyone else pull in. I'll get the drone out, watch everyone else come in and land. There we go. Oh yeah, Falco, I didn't see you either. You buttered the landing and then, oh no.
Butter.
Thank you, staff. Not sure what's up. Falco, are you on US East? Here comes Mars Invasion in the 172, taxiing down. And then Oz Nomad, our vocal tour guide, right here. And Rough Rider's right behind him. There's Oz. Looks like that might be everybody. Oh, I see you, Finn. Let me get some screenshots of everybody really quick. Eli is up in the air. Yeah, y'all stick around just for a minute. Let me get some screenshots of everybody right here. Oh no, I'm not going anywhere, King App. Yeah. Where are you at, King? Oh, there you go. Okay, I see you now. I was wondering where you were at, King AB. Here comes King AB and the... Is that the Cub Crafter? Excuse me. Hey, there's the Dark Star. There's Falco. There you go. That looks better. Nice, nice, nice. Let me get a screenshot really quick with the Dark Star in there. Good stuff right there. Good stuff right there. Oh, you did it again? All right, y'all. Thank you so much for another awesome stream. It was amazing. I'll be back Thursday. I'll be back Thursday night. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I start stream on Thursdays. Just checking over here on Flight Sim to see who's live that we would want to raid.
Thanks, everyone. See you all next time on the next leg.
Oz, thank you so much for being here. So Oz Nomad was kind enough to help out with fine-tuning this flight plan for me. He's creating all the legs, doing everything for me, and is volunteering his time to be on chat and help us out with where we're flying over as well. So thank you, Oz. I really, really do appreciate that. All right, let's see here. I think... Oh, CIA Cowboy. We're gonna raid CIA Cowboy. He just went live. So CIA Cowboy is a good friend of mine, an awesome streamer. Y'all stick around, please stick around for this raid. Thank you everybody for being here. All the follows. I normally go through and read all the follows, all the people that gifted subs and gave bits, but unfortunately I had a Followbot Raid, so I really can't see everybody that that gave today. I'm sorry, and that followed, but thank you everybody for coming in. All the follows, all the real follows, all the gifted subs, all the subs, the bits. I really appreciate it. All right, let me get this raid started for CIA Cowboy. There we go. So for raid messages, if you're a sub, this is your raid message. The first message will be yours. If you're not a sub, subs are always appreciated, never expected. Second message is yours. Crunk Monkey, thank you. And thank you to everybody for being here. I'm always amazed every time I hit the go live button at the number of people that want to come in and hang out with me and fly along with me. And I truly do appreciate each and every one of you guys. All right, I've got Cowboy up already. There we go. I got Cowboy up, so let's go ahead and start the raid. Happy flying, everybody. I'll see y'all Thursday evening. I wish you safe flying, safer landings, and very little or no turbulence. Thank you so much, Mr. Payne, Mr. J Payne. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Y'all have a good night. Take care. Have a good week. See you soon. Let's start the raid.
Nervous?
Yes.